And we're back with Richard Reviews. Today we're reviewing a book for richardreviews.com/GriffinChestnut here on YouTube. Today's book that Richard will be reviewing for us is titled Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life. And this is by the critically acclaimed author Jordan B. Peterson. According to New York Times, the most influential public intellectual in the Western world right now. And this is the internationally best-selling author of 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos. So this is by none other than Jordan B. Peterson. And this is the follow-up of his second novel, second piece he came out with, which was a self-help book titled 12 Rules for Life, and this is the sequel. So this is Jordan Peterson's third book that he has released, the first being Maps of Meaning, which was considered his magnum opus, his grand finale piece, which Richard has read. Richard has read all of Jordan Peterson's three pieces, and he considers Maps of Meaning to be his best. That is his magnum opus. His imaginary ideas are always set into the mind, and they're specific in how the universal human being will worry about certain things, and Jordan Peterson is here to basically guide civilization to a better understanding of their own self. And in Richard's opinion, this is Richard's piece, this is Richard's book, Mr. Jordan Peterson does just that. A beautiful book, a beautiful piece, very good reviews from Richard. This book is an amazing text, very informational, and definitely falls in the realm of the self-help book guide. Now, as for the text itself, strictly spiritual, this piece did in fact help Richard, as Richard was going through a spiritual resistance during the time of reading this. Richard obtained this piece post 2014, and he completed reading this the same year he purchased it, due to the fact he was pretty big fans of Mr. Jordan Peterson's first two novels that he had released. There is a firmament of this piece that refers to the biblical era that Richard is impressed with and also intrigued. Jordan Peterson has an immense intellectual, vast amount of knowledge, whereas Richard is most notably very impressed with. There is a sort of a related back to the direct theory that Richard claims, and he is none the wiser for understanding just how exactly this all ties into the chaos versus order theory, and different aspects to symbolism throughout the biblical architecture that follows life. And Richard did a hell of a job. Richard read most of this piece in upstate New York, in his hometown, very close to Schenectady, upstate New York, in the wilderness, where he's able to do a lot of his reading in the spring, when it rains quite a lot. He does admire the work that Mr. Peterson has put into his pieces, as great as a piece this is. So we're going to take a look at this piece and really get into the nitty-gritty. This is Richard's personal piece, and it is in very good condition, as you can tell. It's a solid text, full brand, as you can see. It's hardcover. Okay, no bend here, but very good condition, and it does have a book jacket. Okay, Richard is not a fan of the book jackets, but we're gonna discuss everything about this piece, relating it to the front motion notion and the the back across the board, from front to start, and the whole diagonal praise. So the positioning of everything that you see here comes and goes in a formidable mention where the dialect is almost turned, and it forms down, and you can see that with different waves. Okay, and the waves start around here, and they keep going, and they float down, and they'll cream downward, and you can really get a taste of the cream. These post COVID creams, they'll fly through, and as they keep flying, you sort of hit like a traditional parentheses, and these parentheses are squeamish, and you can tie them and sew them and row them down, and they keep following through. So the whole condition of this piece is really outstanding. Richard keeps all of his pieces in fantastic condition. This is the official collector's edition, so it's already in pristine condition. But as we look at the bottom here, the whole print is in perfect condition from start to finish, and that's a respectable feat, even for somebody like Richard, who does very impressive work throughout maintaining a very delicate form of building with completely normal style. Okay, more good cream all along the edge, great cream. And on the side, Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life, Jordan B. Peterson, and this is the publishing brand club from Penguin House Universal Portfolio, of course. And the back, praise for Jordan B. Peterson, which Richard claims is definitely deserving of his potential as a writer, potential as a psychiatrist, potential as a teacher, potential as an intellect of today's given time. This is praise of the man, not praise of the piece. The barcode down here, fortunately, it's a little bit too south. It's definitely not all the way dilated to the right, which Richard prefers, but its position is a little Newman in its castration, and it prevents the atmosphere from changing up to another good idea. So that's that. And the inside, of course, has the price, US $29. Okay, so this is a very expensive piece, considering Richard's rule that he abides by, whereas he doesn't like to spend more than $20 on his pieces, and he generally won't. Considering this was a Jordan Peterson piece, Richard let the rule slide, and he was more than willing to dish out the $29.99 for this piece, considering the author behind it and the content at hand. Now, this piece right here, as we get into it, we do have a picture of Mr. Jordan Peterson at the end. So this is the man that was behind the piece, and he wrote it. And it comes with, he's a Toronto legend, a Toronto native, and he's worldwide, and he is the author of many appropriate publishing companies. And as we take a look now inside, we're going to get the full gist of how articulate this piece is. And you can get, some different stylistics, versions of a piece of this magnitude as it creams down to the throttle nature of the world. And this is sometimes made seem to find what's necessary, find what's needed, and then find what history thinks is needed, whereas the human can just follow through and turn it. And turn it the human will. A beautiful piece, a beautiful notion, and a very good cataclysmic event. So the back, of course, is full with his footnotes, and the index of the cosmetology is really profound. And once again, Richard has nothing but good things to say about this piece. It has brought very good intellect and ingenuity into Richard's life. So thank you for that. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. And thank you for Richard for reviewing this. This has been an official Richard review here on YouTube. And the piece today was Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life by Jordan B. Peterson. This is Richard Reviews.